Hello everyone, I'm Ankur Chaudhary, and on behalf of HitBullsEye.com, I welcome you all in this special video lecture on the art of reading the newspaper for various comparative examinations. I'm very sure some of you must have seen your parents, grandparents or other relatives eagerly awaiting for the newspaper in the morning and going through it before they go on about their daily tasks. I'm also sure that some of you have already inculcated this very good or highly useful habit. However, when you talk about the reading the newspaper or studying the newspaper rather, for comparative examinations, it is an entirely different ball game. Talking about comparative examinations, in our country, there are two broad categories of such exams. First ones are, of course, tests which are taken for getting admissions into different professional courses like law or MBA. In the second category, we have screening tests for various recruitments that the government makes, like for SSC or bank PO. Now, in most of these papers, you have a separate section on general knowledge. In that section, current affairs or current GK form an essential or a critical part. Beyond this, the knowledge of current affairs will also help you in your essay writing, interviews, group discussions, etc. So now that you appreciate the importance of current affairs and knowledge of current events from India and across the world, the purpose of this lecture is to address the various problems that students face while preparing for current affairs, especially from newspapers. So I'll be answering you the questions like how to read the newspaper, which newspaper to read, and how much time should you be devoting for reading the newspaper on a daily basis. Firstly, let us try and understand why read the newspaper at all, or why newspaper reading is essential for you to do well in the comparative examinations that I spoke about earlier. Now, first and foremost, of course, newspaper is the best source for you to prepare current affairs. Secondly, as far as static GK is concerned, newspapers also supplement your static GK knowledge, as the journalists or writers or columnists in the newspapers will invariably give you a background of a news piece that is being discussed. Secondly, when you talk about verbal ability, as far as reading comprehension is concerned, so if you read through editorials and opinion pieces, they help you build up concentration and focus over a long period of time, and this will be very helpful when you're solving RC related questions. Next, we have grammar. Of course, the journalists who write in newspapers are highly experienced and skilled, and they use immaculate grammar and vocabulary. So this will also help you in becoming proficient in grammar and expanding your vocabulary. Next, you will invariably find that the topics in various group discussions in MBA colleges, law colleges, etc. are related to current affairs. So in that sense, you will be getting a lot of material to substantiate your arguments as far as the group discussion is concerned. Also, in case of interviews, be it government jobs or MBA interviews, you can expect a lot of questions from current affairs. There are certain institutions which have essay writing as a part of their admissions process. So you can use the knowledge or the facts or information that you gain from newspapers and use it to substantiate or corroborate your arguments and opinions in the essay of, for example, ZAT or the written ability test for the IILTS. We recommend that you read at least two newspapers on a daily basis. One which is covering general news, and for this you might pick up the Hindu or Indian Express. The choice is entirely yours. And the second newspaper is for economic news, so you can pick up any one from Economic Times or Business Standard. Again, amongst these you may choose any two newspapers. However, please stay away or stay clear of local, regional or vernacular newspapers, as they do not serve your purpose very well. Next, we will be talking about what exactly do you look for or do you read in a newspaper. So I have taken the general headers or general sections that any newspaper is divided into. First, of course, is the front page. Now, theoretically speaking, the front page is reserved only for very important news. However, in today's world, the front page also contains a large number of sensationalist news. So these are the news items that you should be avoiding while preparing for various competitive examinations. Talking about the city and regional news, these are generally not important for your purpose. When we come to national news, so various aspects of political decisions, budgets, etc. are discussed and they become naturally very important for your purpose. Again, coming to the editorial and opinion page, these are very important as they give you a broad view and they make you understand the key issues that are in public debate. Also, they help you formulating your own opinion about various issues and generally improving your verbal ability section. However, you must not focus only on this section as it has limited utility when talking about objective type questions. Coming on to international news, so this is also very important for your papers. You might expect questions on international conflicts, organizations, their meetings, etc. Moving on to the next section, that is science and technology. Invariably, you will find 2 or 3 questions, or in the case of SSC, a large number of questions from this section. So this is also very important for your paper. The business and economy section forms a critical part of your preparation, especially if you're preparing for MBA entrance examinations. So this is very important. So talking about the sports section, this is also very important as you will find 2 to 3 or maybe more questions from this section in various competitive examinations. Last one is a general page on life and lifestyle. This is generally speaking not very important for competitive examinations. So now that we understand the various sections of newspapers and their relative importance for competitive examination, let us move on to the next part of our presentation, that is how to read the newspaper. Now when someone says that I read the newspaper regularly should actually mean every single day. So if you're missing out on a couple of days in a week of reading newspaper, then you are not serving the purpose of preparing for competitive examinations. Second, and most importantly, the newspaper is to be read or rather studied like a textbook and not a novel. So that means whenever you're reading the newspaper, you must have a pen and paper ready at hand to take down important points and important notes from the newspaper. Next, and a very critically important question, regular newspaper reading for competitive examination requires you to put in at least 1 to 1.5 hours every single day for you to take full advantage of newspaper reading. So when you talk about newspaper reading, it is very essential for you to be making daily notes out of the newspapers. So for that purpose, we recommend that you purchase a 5 subject notebook or divide one single notebook into 5 different sections as they have been listed in front of you. So when you talk about economy and business, note down details of latest macroeconomic data as far as trend is concerned. Secondly, note down different mergers and acquisitions, and especially so if any Indian company acquires a foreign company. Next, you must note down details of the latest union budget. Also, what is important are various different economic and financial decisions taken by the government. Again, you will be noting down the names of different people who have been appointed at the head of economic organizations like RBI, SEBI, NABARD, etc. Moving on to the next important topic, that is politics or political news. In this, you will be noting down laws, bills, constitutional amendments, etc., which have been passed recently or are in discussion. Also, please note down the states in which elections are going to be held or the results of recently held elections. Again, New appointees at high political, judicial positions, etc. are also very important for your preparations. As far as international news is concerned, it is very important for you to be noting down various facts related to international conflicts, meetings of global bodies like IMF, WTO, UNGA, etc. Also, as far as India's foreign policy is concerned, you must note down any new treaties that India has signed with their neighbors or faraway nations. Also, you must note down the various decisions of multilateral organization or regional organizations like SAARC, ASEAN, etc. So in the sports section of your notebook, you will note down the names of winners of major international tournaments. Also, if any Indian sports person performs very well in the international stage, it automatically becomes very important for your papers. Next, keep a separate section for news items which you cannot classify in the above four heads. So in this, you can talk about various international days that are being celebrated. For example, the World Environment Day or the World Yoga Day. Also, you may note down here different cultural festivals of India and how they are being celebrated if they have been in the recent past. Another thing that you can note down here is, and very important, are various different social schemes that have been introduced in the past 12 months. One very important aspect of newspaper reading for comparative examinations is related to active reading as against passive reading. So when you actively read the newspaper, you are constantly thinking and reflecting about the news item that you are reading right now. So you read about, you think about the background information and also try to imagine the future implications of a news item. This is how you will be able to retain the maximum amount of information as far as newspaper reading is concerned. So beyond this, while you're making notes, make sure that you keep this very important thing in your mind. The notes should be very concise. So avoid writing full sentences or full paragraphs, as this will take a lot of your time and eventually it will be very difficult for you to maintain such notes. Remember, these notes are being prepared by you for your purpose, and when you clear this examination, these notes will not be of any use to anyone else. So try to avoid falling into the trap of making very neat and classified notes. So I hope you found this session useful for your comparative examination preparation. For watching such similar strategy and academic related videos, please log on to HitBullsEye.com and create your free account with us. Also, you may subscribe to our YouTube channel, HitBullsEye. Thank you.